Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Mm. What is going on, people? What is up? Hope you are all doing well today. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing day. I woke up this morning, and the first thing I did when I opened my eyes, I woke up, opened my eyes, and I said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my son, Oliver, and I'm grateful for my daughter, Elise. I'm grateful for another 24. That's how I start my day. Every day I wake up, I say to myself what I'm grateful for. What I'm grateful for. Very excited. We got a sponsor for the show. It is Southgate Design. Now, all the flyers you see I make, Southgate Design. Everything you see from my show is from Southgate Design, from the flyers to the merch to the hats. Southgate Design, good people. And what I love most about them, they are family owned. Southgate Design, family owned business. His name is Eric, my friend Eric. Make sure you check them out. I mean, they're just good people. So anything design, fast, reliable, anything you need design wise, they will take care of you. That is Southgate Design. Now, a lot of people tuning in for the first time because my boy Ivan Hall is going to be on the show. I'm excited about it. Jenny Beach, good afternoon from Dallas, Georgia. Now, Ivan Hall is from Dallas, Texas, but Jenny is a new fan from Dallas, Georgia. Erica is checking in right now from Detroit. What up, Erica in Detroit? Let's see, Rose. How was that Starbucks, Michael? God bless. Grateful. God is good. God is good. God is good. Actually, a funny story about the cup. Ivan will be joining us in about 2 minutes. Funny story about the cup is, let me put it over here, is that it's not I don't go to Starbucks. I make my own drink, and everybody always asks me, like, how do I make my own drink? I actually make my own green tea lattes. People know my story. When I got out of hospital, out of ICU, I was battling COVID. I lost my taste of coffee. I didn't like coffee anymore. And my wife was like, never get back on coffee. And I stopped eating French fries. So my wife bought me cups, and I make my own green tea latte, which I will make on the show tomorrow. So it's sugar-free because I am on, what day is it? 19 days sugar-free. So I am 19 days sugar-free, which is awesome. But I make my sugar-free green tea latte. I put it in the Starbucks cup, and then I drink it. That's right. I drink it. So I feel like I'm doing Starbucks, but I'm really not. Big shout outs to the Chatty Broads. I love those girls. They reposted that I'm interviewing Ivan Hall from The Bachelor. Now, here's what I want to do. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a chance for people, because what I love about the Morning Yo, and thank you so much for waking up and checking out the show. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you a chance to ask Ivan questions too. So I'm about to make an invite. You're going to see me post it on the board. I just posted it. So let's see, control. Okay. So what I just posted in the comments, so everybody can understand this. What I just posted in the comments is a link where you can be part of the conversation. I actually can bring you on screen to talk to Ivan once he checks in. Wait till Ivan is already on, and then you can talk to Ivan. Ivan is in the waiting room right now. I see him. He's already smiling. He's already looking good. So you get a chance to talk to Ivan if you want as well. This is going to be a fun podcast, man. I got a lot to talk about with him. So like I said, you got the link if you want to jump in the conversation. If you want to ask questions, I can put your questions up for Ivan. I got a boatload of questions that came in, to be honest with you. I mean, this podcast could go on for hours, but it's not, because I like to keep them short. But without any further ado, I wonder if he's nervous. Please welcome my dude, Ivan Hall.
Hey,
what's up?
What's up, Michael? How's it going?
Good. Now, are you nervous to be on this podcast?
Nah, man, I'm not nervous right now. I'm back in the groove of things. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of podcasts, so I'm good right now.
Okay, you're good. You're good. So let's jump right into it, man. First of all, The reason why we connected was as soon as I heard you were Blasian, Black and Asian, I was
Hey,
like,
yep.
yo, there's not many of us.
Facts.
First of all,
Facts. Yep.
facts. There's not many of us. So I want to support a guy that's on the show that's Blasian. So I reached out to you or you reached out to me. I forgot how it was, but then we just connected and we've been talking ever since. What the first question I want to know is before the show, how were you with the ladies? Did you get ladies or did you struggle in that department? How were you?
Man, I did my thing, man. It's to be honest, I did my thing. I was like really like in college and then especially after I graduated in my mid-20s, I wasn't trying to be single or tied down. So I was just out there in the streets really. And I had a long-term girlfriend. When she moved on and I lived in Florida, I, wilded out a little bit. But
What part of Florida?
I lived in near Orlando. Well, really near NASA and Cape Canaveral area.
Okay.
So, like it was like
Okay.
every weekend I would go to Miami or Orlando or Tampa with my guys and just have a good time. But yeah, I mean, I do my thing, man. I keep it real low key though.
Now this girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, did she break
Yeah.
up with you or you broke up with her?
It was like a situation where we were like on and off for like 5 years since college, right? And then it was an off period and I just moved to Florida for this good job and she's like in med school. And then this was the first time I actually saw her like date another guy though. So she like moved on with another guy and I was like, oh boy, I can't see this. So
And
that's
you
what,
were
like,
there and you were just witnessing all this.
Yeah, I like blocked her and stuff. I was like, not because I hate her or anything. I always got love for her, but like I just couldn't focus. So I was like, let me just do anything and everything to keep my mind off of her. Just date around and learning experience. So it's all good. Yeah.
And after the show aired, did she hit you up?
We actually have always been in contact. Like we're
Okay,
cool.
good.
Yeah, no, she's like a solid girl. Like like with my exes, like I'm always cool with them usually. I haven't talked to Tayshia at all, but like I would be cool with her if she ever reached out, her and Zach and whatnot. So
we're gonna get into all that. We
all
will
right,
get into all that in a little bit. We will get into all that Tayshia
Slow
stuff
down,
in a little
Ivan.
bit.
Yeah.
But I want to know what made you want to be on The Bachelor?
Man, so it just kind of fell in my lap, really, though, because the show reached out to me on my Instagram DMs. I had a very normal Instagram, maybe like 10 posts, 700 followers, never posted once a year, maybe. And then I get a DM. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I checked to make sure if it's real, and it's real. And then I was just like, I think of myself as spontaneous, and I'm like in a good position in my life. I'm like, it's a cool opportunity, to potentially find love and all the other stuff that comes with it. I'm like, it's a cool thing to do. I'll have stories for the rest of my life, which I definitely have now. So I guess that's what made me do it, really, just a multitude of things.
Now, you did mention to me in a DM conversation we were having, you heard me talk about The Bachelor on one of my podcasts, or I was with the Chatty Broad, or it was with my podcast. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so back, when was that? So I first got casted for the show, or they reached out to me maybe like December 29th, end of 2019, right? So I know I don't know what you used to do, but you did like recaps maybe of like Peter's season, I want to say.
Oh, he's the worst. Peter is, I know he speaks Spanish, so basura. That's what I think about Peter. Man. He is absolute trash. Hey. But you don't have to say nothing because I know you trying to be a bachelor too. So Peter was the worst person ever on the show. And the close second is Claire, and we're about to get in her later, but she was garbage too. But anyway, you go ahead with your. Yes, I was doing recaps on the Michael Yo show, and I would jump on the Chatty Broads podcast and do recaps with them.
Yeah, I want to say I started following you maybe on Instagram in 2019 sometimes because of your comedy special, Blasian.
Yes.
And I maybe saw you on Joe Rogan, something like that, right? So I was like, all right, here's a Blasian brother. Let me follow him. It's a funny dude. I can relate. And then that's probably what led me to your podcast. And I was like, oh, he's doing Bachelor recaps, and I'm gonna be on The Bachelor going through the process. Let me hear what he's got to say. And then I was like, I knew we were gonna connect at some point. I felt like because I was like, oh, he's a fan of the show. There's never been a Blasian guy on the show before, so I'm like, oh, he's gonna love this.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's how it all started, bro.
Okay, first, here's what's funny. I have a lot of single girlfriends.
All right,
and I have two girlfriends in particular that already reached out to me about you.
That's interesting.
And Yeah, and but these are like, they ain't reality stars. These are real women with careers, kind of like yourself.
I got
Now,
you.
you're 27 years old, correct?
28, but yeah.
28. Yo, man, are you really ready to get married? 28 is so young, bro. I know in Texas, now let me cut you off for a quick. I know in Texas it's old to get married because all my friends got married at like 24, 25. That's a Texas thing. But on the East Coast and West Coast, people get married way later. 28 years old, man. Are you really ready to get married?
Short answer is yes, I'm ready, but I'm not gonna force it. Like that's just how I knew for myself I wanted to like date around in my like younger and mid 20s just to gain experience. And then I always knew like not to put a time frame around it, but I guess I will. Like 28 to 32 is kind of where I would probably start to settle down. I felt like.
Okay, settle down. Let's be clear. Settle down does not mean marriage, though. That's just to have a girl.
That's true. Well, like something like where I'm like more in the mindset of looking for a long-term relationship.
Okay,
like in my in my mid 20s, I was not looking for a long-term relationship really at all. Yes, I was like in and out of one. That was just because she was amazing and we had a really good connection. But I really just wanted to gain more experience and just date around. But like honestly, like I really am ready for marriage. But I'm like I said, I'm just not gonna force it. Like it's
okay.
It's something I'm gonna let come to me. Yeah.
If any of you guys are watching, we got a lot of people watching online right now. Feel free to drop a question in the comments. Lamar Parker, he's a big fan of the show. He says, "What's new things you're pursuing since appearing on The Bachelorette?" I'm sure opportunities have opened up, or no?
No, yeah, there's a ton. It's really difficult to navigate, really, and I'm just now figuring kind of everything out. Probably like in the last month or so, talking to a lot of people because there's a ton of companies reaching out like for partnerships and like those type of opportunities and appearances and I probably had like 20 different sororities reach out to me trying to get me to hop on Zoom calls, which is funny to me. But
look,
yeah,
Ivan, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Make that money, son. Make that money. It don't last forever, man. Make that money. If they offer money, do the Zoom calls.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we've got like in our contract where we have like a 3-month period where we can't really do much. So once that's up, I'll probably start doing some stuff for sure. Definitely like trying to come up with a strategy for my Instagram because there's like stuff I've never posted about on there at all that I'm about to start rolling out here real soon. I'm really into money investing, so that's like one thing that I'm like really into, and I'll probably do like blog posts and like TikToks or reels about like money investing for like early career professional type people.
Now, for people that don't know what do you do professionally?
So I'm an engineer. My degree was in industrial engineering, but now technically called a software quality engineer. I work for a company now that builds jets for the government. It's the F-35. So it's like the top of the line jet right now that's being ordered by the US and other countries around the world. So it's cool. It's funny that they changed my title to aeronautical engineer on the show. I've never called myself that because like if you ask me anything about jets, I can't tell you almost anything. Like I've seen them like in my day-to-day work whenever I was going in the office, but I can't tell you too much about them. I mostly do like process improvement and then like data analysis, really big numbers guy. And yeah, so that's what I'm mostly
now,
do.
When you go to work, are you like the man? Do they give you a new parking spot? You parking up front now? Like, are you VIP at work now?
Hey, we're working something out. It's a giant company, so we'll see. We'll work something out. But no, I'm working from home nonstop now though. So it's I haven't been in there. I've been in there maybe once in the last year. So yeah, there's like 15,000 people that work at that facility too that I'm at. So yeah, most of us are just working from home these days. So it's really easy. And I get or go ahead.
No, you go ahead, sir.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, my job is awesome because I only work Monday through Thursday. So I get like every Friday off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's like a long weekend every weekend. And it's perfect for me.
So you started with 700 followers. Now, how many followers do you have? I stopped counting at like 150.
Yeah, I'm like at 160 something right now.
160.
Yeah.
So you're at 160. It's a lot of newfound fame.
For sure.
A lot of people reaching out to you. What's the craziest DM you've gotten so far?
I don't know about. I mean, yeah, they get kind of crazy, but
are you getting nude photos?
Yeah, definitely get those. But like also when they're in the request and I just see like it's a blurred image and stuff, and sometimes you have to, and then like people send me a ton of videos and stuff. You like don't accept those because you just already know what that's about, and then you can't like block them later on. But I get some funny stuff, man. My DMs are crazy, and even in real life, it's been like kind of wild.
Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. Is there
Yeah.
anything weird on DM or in real life that's happened since the fame of the show?
Yeah, I mean, like girls always wanting to buy me drinks. That's like a weird thing. Like, if I go anywhere, there's gonna be multiple girls trying to buy me drinks there. Like, if I'm just sitting in a corner, they're gonna be like, "Hey, we want." The waiter will come by and be like, "Hey, these girls wanted to buy you a drink for the table or whatever." I'm like, "All right, cool." And sometimes they'll ask for pictures and whatnot. So that happens like all the time, especially if I go to some of these more popular restaurants here in Dallas.
Is it weird that those same girls before the show wouldn't even pay any attention to you? Is that weird for a person to go through?
Yeah, for sure. Just based off of me walking in, that's crazy to think. Like I said, I did good for myself, but never would girls just buy me drinks all the time. Like, that's crazy. So that happens like every time I go somewhere now, which is funny and different though, for sure. But it's all love. So, people get so nervous, like just coming up to me, and I just feel like people staring at me and taking videos now, and it's it's different. So it's cool though. It's cool for now.
So for women that want to buy you drinks, and for all the women watching this podcast and listening to this podcast right now, what is the drink of choice for Ivan Hall?
I'd say mostly whiskey on the rocks. I feel like everybody buys me tequila. Tequila is like the thing that everybody's going for. Tequila shots. I'm like, all right, that's like a party move.
So people,
party vibe. Yeah.
Ivan wants whiskey on the rocks. If you ever see him in Dallas, Texas, get him whiskey on the rocks. Now, it is a pandemic going on. You're in Dallas, but I see you out. I know maybe the cases are lower in Dallas, but is it weird to be this famous right now, but you really can't go out and do the things you want to do, like travel and etc.?
Yeah. I'm not traveling. I'm not partying or anything. It's the restaurants are open here up to a certain point, so they have it like all socially distanced or whatever. So like that's like the main thing I'm doing right now is
Oh no. Hey Ivan, I got camera shots over here, son. I can do a one shot. You know TV now. I can do a one shot. I can do that shot. I can put you on the background. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
I got you.
This ain't no ghetto podcast, bro.
Yeah. This is different here.
That's right.
Yeah, this is different here.
We can move it around, man. We can move it around.
I lost you for a second. That's funny. That's cool though. But,
are you back? Are we back?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back right now.
Okay. So you can't go around, you can't take advantage of your fame. Now, here's what I noticed about The Bachelor, because my wife at the beginning forced me to watch this show. And I got to be honest with you. I think at times it's really ridiculous. And we're going to talk about this that season. And I do want to know, because the chatty broads, Jess and Becca, I love them so much.
They're awesome.
They're amazing. They're amazing. I love them. And they said they were really pushing for you to be the next Bachelor. You know, they did this whole campaign for you. Mm-hmm. But does it bum you out? Because in the back of your mind, Matt's black, you're black. You know they're not going to do two back-to-back black bachelors. Does that bum you?
See, I could talk to you about this, but because nobody else is saying that. But that's the funny thing. But no, now it doesn't bum me out, man. Because like going on the show, I already knew they picked him or whatever. So like, and plus like, especially once I got there and Claire kind of wasn't really into almost anybody, I was like, all right, this was fun. I'm gonna go home. But that's about it. So I never really thought about it too much. But I will say, Matt's half black, half white. I'm half black, half Asian. I'm the only black and Asian guy ever on the show. And then also, like, I just think we're different people too. Like, we're similar in like the sports realm and stuff, but like we're definitely completely different in some other areas.
Let me tell you. You don't have to. You got flavor. Matt's kind of vanilla. You know, he's
got a little swag. No, he's got some swag too. He's got some swag too for sure.
Look, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. And I know you got to defend I get it. I know your position. I get it. Yeah. I'm saying it like it is. Matt he's a good dude. You can tell he's a good dude. Right, he's really interested in what the women, he's really interested about the women. Like, he's really interested in them. He makes everybody feel special. But I feel like he doesn't do anything for me. Like, when I watch you, I don't know if we, because we're both, I don't know, there's something to us. You know, we got a little swag, but we nice, you know. Matt's kind of vanilla to me, but I feel like he's a good dude. I never got But the one thing, let me tell you one thing. Do you watch it? Do you watch it anymore or no?
Yes, I've been watching this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I don't like about Matt's season, and it's the producers. It's the producers. And please, I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want you to not
We're
be
all
the next
good, baby.
Patrick.
We're all good.
This Victoria thing. Come on now.
Okay.
The girl always looks like she got a black eye. It's I mean, no dude is gonna keep Victoria around. That's the producers making them keep Victoria around. And that's when I watch this show and I go, I can't do it. I can't like I want to enjoy it as entertainment, but I know Matt ain't keeping her because he like her, you know?
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really know Matt's like type at all though. So like I know nothing about old dude. So who knows? Maybe he's into that a little bit. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
into
If I knew him, then I'd be able to read him better. Like if he was a homie, then I'd be like, bro, come on now. But
okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Oh, my wife got a question for you. She's popping in. Claire Alicio. Did you like Claire when you got to the show?
Yeah, 100%. Like I liked her as like a friend because like every interaction I had with her was super. She was super nice. She was the sweetest woman ever. But like I just knew there was nothing there, so I was like, all right. But like even I talked to her kind of recently too on the IG Live, and yeah, it's all love. She's cool. She's real cool. Like they made her look very bad, but from my perspective, she was cool. She always treated me with respect. Was like super into the conversation and whatnot. So it's all love for me with her.
Okay, so I want to ask you, how different was the edit from real life being there? And then after they edited it, it made her look like she was just about dealt and everybody else could go home. How big of a difference was that in shooting from being there? Or was that accurate?
I think the biggest surprise happened on one of their group dates where it was like Dale went back for seconds and then like all the guys were getting on Dale for doing that. And she said something about like, let's hurry up the night, like to a producer, you could tell. Now, I didn't know all that was going on. So I had no clue. Because I wasn't on that date. So I kind of get where like some of the guys, I remember they came back and they were all fired up and angry basically at Dale really and Claire a little bit. But I mean, it all ended so quickly. And she was like, I found love. I was like, all right, my heart's not invested. So I'm like completely fine with it, honestly. But
well, how in real life? Because I think that they stretched that out to like 5 or 6 episodes, I think, before
they did. I think like 5 episodes, yeah.
5. But in reality, how long was she there?
A couple weeks. It wasn't.
A couple weeks.
Because we're shooting back. Yeah, we're shooting back to back to back. It's usually like group date, one-on-one group date, rose ceremony, something like that.
Okay, so in those couple weeks, like if you have to total up the hours you spent with Claire or minutes in those 2 weeks before she left, how long do you think that was?
Like one-on-one time?
Yeah.
One-on-one time, me and her probably like 20, 30 minutes.
That's it.
Like the one-on-one time, just me and her. In like group settings too, like off camera, you might talk a little bit, but yeah, it's not much at all. One-on-one time for anybody really.
And when did you know with Claire, you just had no shot? Like she wasn't into you at all, but she kept you around, but it wasn't going to happen with her.
It was pretty early, man. I'm telling you, it was hilarious though, but that's like how the whole house felt almost. It was probably like 3 guys that actually thought they had something going on. Everybody else was like, all right, what's going on? And I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm not sure. It's what's funny is like before the rose ceremony, before like Claire ended everything, me and my roommate Damar both dressed up in all black. We were like, this is our funeral. We're about to be sent home. It was like really funny because like a lot of us felt that way, dressed up in all black. We were like, we're going home. This is it. And then all of a sudden everything got blown up and, we restarted. But yeah, I think that was like kind of a common sentiment across the group. It was like, now I don't have a connection. Yeah.
Now there are rumors that Dale and Claire have broken up. Have you heard these rumors?
I've been seeing stuff, but I have no clue.
You don't know.
Yeah, I got.
You don't have any insider. You were on the show and you know what's going on.
Nope. Last I've heard, they're all good on that IG live I had with them. So they're all good.
You're learning how to lie very well.
Now this man here is I never got too close with them though, man. It's like they were only there a couple weeks. Like I don't know them that well.
It's okay. That's the way you play it though. I've been in TV for a while. You played it great. I'm giving you good job. Good job on that. So Tayshia shows up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when they showed your face when she showed up, it was a
Yeah.
different ball game. You were like,
Different ball
okay,
game.
I'm down with this.
Different ball game. Yep. Completely different ball game. That's the funny thing to me. It's like a lot of the guys were kind of thinking, I felt like I don't know, the rankings or orders was gonna kind of stay the same. I'm like, this is a completely new person. Like y'all, good luck to y'all, because I honestly knew I was gonna be there for a long time just based off that first conversation. Yeah, and like I feel like I've dated girls kind of like Tayshia before. You know, she's mixed too, and like from a predominantly white area, and that's like kind of where I'm from. So like I've been with girls like her. So
What type of woman? What type of woman do you think you're going to wind up with? And I'm talking about like color and personality. I mean, if 5 years from now, if you're married, is it a black girl? Is it a mixed girl? Is it a Latino girl? Is it a white girl? And what's one thing that has a standout in them?
Man, I mean, color. Man, I'm telling you, if you looked at my history, it's. I swear, it's across the board. It might be a little bit more towards like the mixed girl realm, but like in like Florida, it was a lot of Latino women I was with. College, maybe a little bit more white here in Dallas too. But yeah, generally maybe slightly more mixed. Couple Asians, not too many, honestly. But yeah, it's across the board. I don't really know. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
You posted my clip, Starter Black, because I know you identify with it. So for people that don't know what Starter Black is, it's a half black dude, a girl of any race, but usually white. They don't want to go all black right off the bat.
Yep, these are facts.
So they want to tip their toe in the blackness somehow. So they kind of experiment with a half black dude, and then sometimes they move on, but sometimes they stay with the half black dude. Did you find that? Because I remember, look, I'm older than you. When I grew up I grew up in an all white neighborhood pretty much. Yeah. And it was like, oh, I'm gonna date you, but you're not really black. Yeah. Did you ever get that growing up?
For sure. Like, yeah, because like especially since I'm from Plano, Texas, so it's like a pretty white there. Yeah, so it's a pretty nicer white area, and then I went to Texas Tech, which is like 5% black people.
It's all white people there. Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's different there. But yeah, so I've been that guy, the starter black for a lot of girls before. You know, it's something like, and it's like a lot of times, especially when you're like, you know, look like us. Honestly, we're a little bit unique. I've never even met like any Blasian guys really living in Dallas at all. Never met one. And like people just come up to me like, "Hey, what are you?" Like all the time. They're like, "Your hair's so straight," like that kind of stuff. And they're like,
"Isn't that crazy?"
Asian? Yeah, it's just like
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, they just come out and go. Literally, growing up, they go, "What are you?"
All like they don't know. Yeah, all the time for sure. Maybe probably more for you, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get that all the time, and it's like funny because like for example, yeah, if I was like white, I doubt white people go up to each other asking like, "What are they?" But I get that wherever I walk into. Instantly, because there's like less than 1% of us for sure out there, and yeah, it's just part of life.
Now, being in Plano and different places, have you ever dated a girl? They introduced you to their parents, and the word got back that, oh, we can't date because parents don't like you, kind of racist. Because here's the thing, no,
I haven't. No, I haven't had too many serious dating relationships, so it doesn't get too far most of the time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, we're big in age difference. So it happened to me growing up a lot. You know, they were like, "Oh no, my parents aren't racist. They're not racist till they come home with a mixed dude." That's what I said. Your parents are good till they come home with a mixed dude.
Yeah, I got you.
What was your struggles growing up in Dallas, and how did your parents help you out with it?
You know, my dad especially, he's from like the south side of Chicago, had nothing growing up. So like he like, he's I don't know, he's like kind of like an OG a little bit. So he like instilled it in me. He's like really old too. So he was born in 1947. So like he experienced like racism and stuff firsthand. And he always made sure like I knew who I was. I didn't just like become like whiteified or whatever, living in Plano. And because he was able to provide a really good life for us growing up. And so he always like made sure I knew who I was, and I didn't like, I wasn't ashamed of my blackness. And then also on my mom's side, my dad's really not close with his side. So we weren't too close with the black side of my family, but the Asian side is like very close. And my mom's got a big family. I got like 4 aunts on that side, and they're all amazing. And my grandma and grandpa. So that's like where we would go for like the dinners and the holiday
Filipinos
gatherings.
Are close, man.
Oh yeah,
Filipinos. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So that's like So yeah, I really got to experience the culture on that side, and then my dad just did a good job of making sure I still know how to identify. But yeah, like I could lean on them for anything really.
Who
The
was
Go
who
ahead.
made the rules in the house? Who was the
My dad,
disciplinarian?
my dad. Come on, you saw my dad is my dad is like by far an alpha male type guy. He's just all alpha male. He's like the most guy you could ever imagine. It's yeah, like he's
And what
into
did
like. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. He's into what?
No, yeah, there was like one day I remember I called my dad, and my dad has like a giant garage, like a garage. It's like 3,000 square foot garage. Owns like 10 muscle cars. Super into muscle cars. I remember I called him one day. I was like, hey, what have you been doing today? And then he told me I think he worked on a muscle car, went out shooting guns in the back or whatever to dial in a gun, and then also like made some barbecue. And I was like, that's the most guy thing I've ever heard of. Like the most guy day I could imagine ever. So
That's a man right there.
yeah, that's a man.
man.
Yeah, that's how my dad is. And yeah, he's definitely the one who like did all the rules. And my mom, just a sweetheart. She was always there to just comfort us, make us food mostly, be nice to us.
How old's your dad?
My dad is 73.
Okay, our dads are about the same age. So growing up, did you get the belt?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit. Not too bad, but yeah, a little bit. And then I used to do some goofy stuff whenever because my brother is just a year and a half younger than me. Whenever he got in trouble, I would take the blame. And I remember my dad was about to hit him a couple times. I would go like cover him up and just take it for him. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Thinking back to it. But yeah, I used to be super protective of my little brother when my dad would try to hit him.
My dad spanked me 3 times with a belt. I remember each time, and he would make me count to 10 because he would give me 10 hits, and I would have to count them. And man, I tell you, I never did whatever I did again.
What about your mom though? What did she do? Did she do anything?
She would throw wooden spoons at me.
Okay,
she would hit me with a wooden spoon.
That's the same too. My mom's taking off her shoe, throwing it, or hangers too. There was one time she threw a hanger at me and I ducked it and she broke the TV. Oh, my life was over after that. It was over. So my mom could get active too, but like she already knows if she hits us, like we weren't gonna feel it. She's like, my mom's like 4'11", 5 foot. So yeah, it's like she doesn't have much power.
And when she broke the TV, she blamed you, huh?
100%. 100%. She turned the TV on and it just had that big green line across half of it. I was so hurt. I ran out of there so fast. She was so angry. But yeah, no, it was so funny. I'm telling you, if there was like a hidden camera in our house, it was just wild. Like my parents are so different too, so it's just funny. It's so funny.
Now with Tayshia, I remember you were talking. When did you know with Tayshia? I know you just said you knew you were going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
But when did you know with Tayshia, okay, I ain't moving forward. This is it.
Yeah, fantasy suite.
Because you made the final 3. But
Yeah.
did you know after they put you in an Airstream? Come on now.
No,
seriously?
So listen though, because before that, man, I'm telling you, like I thought, like personally, really felt like Brendan was kind of the front runner. Mostly, I knew Zach had something going on, but I didn't think he was like at the top. I thought he was maybe top 3. And then, but around like the hometown time, like right before hometowns, I honestly felt like I kind of surpassed Brendan a little bit. So like, because I remember like I don't know if this means anything, but I did get the first rose after the hometowns. I had the first fantasy suite. So I'm like, in my mind, I was like, if I was the Bachelor, I'd probably give my top pick like those privileges, So I don't know. But then, fantasy suite happened. We talk about it was a great, but then talk about stuff. And at that point, I was like, yep, this might not work out.
Wait. You cut out. You said the fantasy suite what?
Yeah, fantasy suite night happened. And, we talked about a ton of stuff. And that morning, I was just like, yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to happen. We'll see what happens.
What made you say it might not happen?
It was mostly that religion thing, man. It was really just the religion piece. Like, I'm just non-religious. And I told her, like, I'm open to dating everybody. And then I could tell that was kind of a shock for her. And and it's like one of those things, like, because in Dallas everybody's extremely Christian mostly, so it's different in different parts of the country, but here everybody's Christian. So it was just interesting, and I guess like where she's from, it's kind of like that too, and that's how she grew up. And once we actually got to dig into that, and she was asking about like how are we going to raise the kids, and I was just like, hey, you could do whatever you want to do, and I was just like, I'll maybe join you guys sometimes at church, who knows, like I'm kind of open to everything. But yeah, if they ask me like, I don't know what happens after death, I'm going to just be like, I don't know. And then she's going to say whatever she's going to say. And I'm just like, and I was trying to explain like there's benefits to interfaith relationships and like maybe the kids get to see multiple sides. But, you know, like if you're really like a believer and Christian and whatnot, you're not really trying to hear that. You have to like be equally yoked and whatever else people say. So
your parents, do they believe or no?
So my mom did, like I got baptized when I was a baby, and like my mom did up to a certain point. She taught me prayers. I used to go to private school even for a little bit. My dad just never even almost talked about it, I felt like, until like I was maybe a teenager. And then, but yeah, neither of them are religious at all now anymore.
Yeah. So my parents are that, you know, my mom is a Bible beater. My dad, he has a PhD in nuclear physics. So he doesn't, you know, to him, he's a scientist. If you can't prove it, it's not real.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, it's like 95% of scientists are not religious. Something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen a stat like that before. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but they made it work and they're still married 47 years. And I think you have a good point. It's good to see both sides. Yep. When I married, me and my wife had the exact same conversation, you know, because it's like, here's my thing. I believe to a certain point, but I got questions.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? And what I do know, the one thing I do know about religion, if you go back in history, people that believed in something survived, and the people that didn't believe in something cannibalized each other. So even if you believe it or not, it's good because people feel they act better when they think they're going to get somewhere after life. So if you like religion, great. That means hopefully you'll be a good person.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, so.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, yeah, if the thought of an afterlife and eternity definitely is like appealing to me for sure. But like for me, I'm just like, whatever religion you believe, the majority of the world's not that religion. And then, so I will say, like, I really am open-minded to it. Like, if something ever proves itself to be true to me, I'll hop on board. I just try to be open-minded to everything. And
you explain that to Tayshia. You say, I'm open-minded. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
And how long, out of that whole night conversation, how long did y'all actually talk about religion? Because it sounds like y'all really talked about it.
It was like 45 minutes. It wasn't too bad. But like, because we had to move on. Like, it was just like, we had to talk about other stuff too, like her career path and my career path and I don't know, finances and whatever else.
So was it in that Airstream, which I was very mad they put you in an Airstream. I was like, come on now. You put my boy in a mobile home.
Yo, I know. It was bad. Cause like they didn't really show my reaction fully because I remember when I came around the corner, this was like a part of the resort I've never seen before. So I thought I was getting the works. I thought I was going to have like rose petals leading up to some giant bed and, you know, a hot tub and stuff like that. And I come around the corner and I just stop. I'm like, what? And then because like in my first question, man, I was just like, can I stand up in there? Like, what are we doing this? Like, and I was just dying laughing. But like I could roll with it. I was like, oh, this is funny. I get it. TV, whatever. This is fine. I'll roll with it. And I make like some little sly joke whenever we actually go touring around it. And I'm just like, oh, here's the master bedroom, real sarcastically. Yeah. So like it is what it is.
Do you think Tayshia knew who was the winner when she did these overnight stays already in her head?
I'd say no.
No. Okay.
I wouldn't think so because like we all only had a certain amount of time with her, and I feel like that time you get in the fantasy suite when there's no cameras, and that's like the only time you get hours to spend with each other in a row. Then you could talk about everything. That's like worth more than the rest of it all combined, really.
Was it romantic at all in the Airstream?
It was. I mean, we had a good night. I mean, it's but
was it romantic? I don't want to know if you crushed. I don't want to know if you crushed it. Was it romantic?
No, yeah, we had some champagne and yeah, they definitely gave us some champagne and music and all that kind of stuff. So it was like it wasn't just a terrible night. It was a good night too, but just had like some things that we found out, and yeah, so yeah, we weren't like arguing or anything on that. Like we still knew how to like have a good time with each other and are really cool or whatever. So.
Now, if you could go back and do something different on the show, what would you do? Is there any mistakes you made on it? You're like, oh, I wish they didn't show that, or I would have done this more. Because I know your biggest mistake on the show, which I'm about to reveal to you, but I want to know what's your biggest mistake on it.
Man, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say I have any mistakes. I will say a lot of people have reached out to me and everybody after that finale was interested in what that religion conversation looked like. So like if we did have that on camera, maybe at an earlier point or just before then, maybe at that dinner, maybe that would have been of huge benefit for like America just to see maybe. Because I think I can handle myself well in talking about that kind of stuff. So not saying that's a mistake, but I also like wasn't sure how Tayshia would react. So I figured the privacy would be good. So yeah.
Do you still have feelings? Do you still have feelings for Tayshia?
Nah, no romantic feelings.
No?
Yeah, it happened like 4 months ago, 4.5 months ago at this point. So like, I'm all good, man. I've moved on. Like for me, like if somebody doesn't want to be with me just because I'm not religious, like it's pretty easy for me to process that. I was able to get like everybody thought I was gonna cry. Like out of a lot of the guys, they thought I was gonna cry.
I knew you weren't.
No. I didn't shed one tear. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. So like it's just like
I know. Look,
yeah,
I know reality TV. They wanted you to cry, and they probably did everything they could to try to make you cry. And you didn't cry.
I couldn't like over that reason. Like if she told me like she was just more into Zach or whatever, that would have been a shock. Who knows how I would have reacted? Like you're in that bubble, and it is like super emotional, and you always talk about your feelings. So like I get it. I kind of see why people cry in those situations, but yeah, for that reason, I was like, nah, let me just head home. I'm good.
So my friend was on The Bachelor. This is like 9 years ago.
Okay.
And she made it to probably like top 5 or whatever. And the rose ceremony was during the day. And she got kicked off. And they wanted her to cry, but she didn't. They drove her around for 8 hours in a limo. By the time she started crying, it was dark outside.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, all these interviews and stuff take way longer than what people see for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Car rides. So I will say that.
Because they probably have you in the car for like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and they play like 2 seconds of it. You just crying and go, I really loved her. And that's it.
Could have been talking about your old grandma from back in the like it's funny. It's funny.
I really loved her. My old grandma. She was great. That's the clip. Cut it. Let's go.
Oh, we got
now let me tell you the mistake I think you made.
Fair enough.
And you, besides the religion, you never said these other dudes when you watch the show, I'm falling in love with you is a lot different from I'm starting to fall in love with you.
Yeah.
I'm falling in love with you stronger than I'm falling in love with you. You know what I mean?
100%.
Compared to those other 2 guys, you were like, I'm getting there. The other 2 dudes were in it.
Well, yeah, like with Zach, he was the first one there. But like for me, man, I was like, I'm not going to say this and I'm not going to propose unless I fully believe it. Like I was just not going to do that. Nobody can make me do that at all. Not that they would even like try to, but like I was just always myself. And that's what I felt comfortable saying. After just a couple weeks, she did have the shortest season ever, man. So it's like, I'm just getting to know this girl. Like a lot of it depended on that fantasy suite too. I felt like, cause that was going to be a lot of time, but yeah, Zach got there first for sure. Brendan, his mind was all over the place going way before that really. So that was interesting. So that's why he left. And then with Ben, who I don't even know now. Yeah. I don't know how that situation.
So people like on Matt's season, they're kind of repeating the same thing they did on your season. Like a lot of the drama, and I'm saying it in quotes, it's kind of same that's on your season. But when Ben came back, were you the dude to be like, oh, you left, why are you coming back? Was that your mindset, or is like, whatever?
Nah, so I will say, like when Bennett came back, I don't know if you remember that, but when Bennett came back, when Bennett first came back, like when there's five or six of us, I was like, this dude's being 100% fake. It is what it is. Like I just called it out. I was like, you're being 100% fake.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe anything you're saying to me whatsoever. When Ben came back, like honestly, dude, man, I really didn't care like at all. I did not care. I was like, she's gonna keep me if she keeps me, or she's gonna roll with Ben. But I mean, in my mind, like she sent him home for a reason at number 4. Everybody says it's because he didn't say I love you, but like me and Brendan both didn't tell her that at that point either. So like it's funny because nobody really sees that part of it, because like she brought us to the final 3 without saying that either. But so at that point, once I left, I was like, oh, this is for sure going to Zach. Out of the guys left, at least I was like,
so Ben knew.
Yeah, so Ben also Ben didn't even get a fantasy suite, man. So it's like he had no shot. I feel like,
Now you sent out a tweet, I believe, or some post on story. It said Bennett and Noah. It was about Bennett and Noah, and you go, Noah's right in this one, or it's not what it seems, or something like. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think I said Noah's on the right side of this one. It's probably after they're like 2-on-1 or whatever. And that's just because, like, well, one, full disclosure, like I'm closer with Noah for sure. But Bennett, like, he just got into it with multiple people. Like, he was just he had asshole tendencies, basically. Like, he was just a jerk sometimes. Like, he was a jerk to me, and like we got into it, but nobody really knows about that kind of stuff. So like,
so y'all got into it and they didn't air that?
Yeah, that didn't make it. But yeah,
so,
like,
well, tell me, I want to know what y'all got into.
It was like the same. It was like the same stuff as Noah. This was before, I think, or yeah, maybe Noah just got there. It was like he was just like judging me for being young or something, and it was just like dumb. He was like, "Oh, you don't," like, said something about I don't have my life together. I was like, you don't know one thing about me at all. Like, I have 100% have my life together. You can't say any of that. I'm like, you're just being judgmental. You need to humble yourself. He was just trying to come after people. It was weird, and then he got into it with like producers and workers there, and I was just like, this dude is.
Oh,
different.
really?
He was just. Yeah, like he would be funny to a certain degree, and like people were like cool with him. Then all of a sudden he says something, you're like, all right, like, I don't know what's up with this dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I love watching him.
I totally get it. Like,
he's a great villain.
No, yeah, if people want to act up, do all that kind of stuff, that's completely fine. Like, that's just not my role, and just don't invite me. Like, don't what's it called? Don't bring it my way, because like if it comes my way, then it's gonna just get serious, and we're gonna have to handle it. But yeah, like I'm completely for that stuff. It makes for better TV. I get it.
Yeah, he was the Victoria. They need one every season. Like he was the Victoria. You know.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So Ben, we talked about Ben. Now with Zach. Oh, you know what? I got a question on through the comments that I want to ask you. You've seen this season that Matt's on. If you were on this season, which girl would be your favorite right now?
I can't do that one. No, I mean, there's some interesting.
Why not?
There's some interesting picks up there. I don't want to just shoot my shot just yet or anything. You know, I gotta. Gotta keep the people interested. I gotta let them float their ideas out there. We'll see what happens. I gotta see how the season plays out. But there's definitely like like Matt's girls. I would say I'm definitely more interested in quite a few of them, or a couple of them. I'll say, not quite a few, but compared to Peter's season for sure. So Peter's season definitely had some attractive women, but like, would we actually work like dating seriously? I don't think so. But yeah, so we'll see how Matt's season develops, and I think it'll be interesting.
So what are you saying? After some of these girls you like get kicked off, you might reach out to them? Is that what you're saying?
Who knows? They might reach out to me, man. Or they maybe already have. I don't know. I don't know, my guy. I don't know.
All right. I like it. Yeah. I like it. I like what I'm hearing. And well played on the PR side, sir. You've learned this game very, very well. Very well. So do you like her choice with Zach? And do you think they'll actually make it?
Yes and yes. Zach, super cool dude, super real dude.
It seems
he's all in. So yeah, I had a lot of cool conversations with him. I like the guy a lot. Yeah, and then it seems like Tayshia's kind of just looking for like that security and somebody who's a little bit fun. And yeah, if they just lean into it, I think they'll be fine. I really do.
Okay. The percentages on the show aren't great of people actually lasting. Terrible.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You've been on the show. You might be on it again. Are you doing Paradise Island? Can you say that yet?
I know they want me to be there for sure. And we'll just see. It's like, it's still a few months off. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Like if I'm dating somebody or whatever, but yeah, I definitely have a spot there. I'm sure if it happens.
Wait a minute. It sounds like you're dating somebody. I think you with somebody. If I had to guess, I think you with somebody that got rejected by Matt. I'm just putting it out. I can read you. I'm Blasian. We got the same mind. I'm putting it out there. Ivan Hall is dating somebody that Matt just kicked off the show by the end of the season. I'm calling it right now, and I'm gonna have this clip. So when I hear after Matt season you dating such and such, look at it. You can't even hold a straight face. I think I'm right on this.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens over time, man. I don't know.
Okay, we
hanging out here in Dallas. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people typing in Sarah. They think you was Sarah now. Okay, Sarah.
Interesting. Sarah's gorgeous. Sarah's gorgeous.
Sarah's gorgeous.
For sure. I'm shocked. She like had a one-on-one last week. Now she's like gone. That happened really quick. So
yeah.
She's gonna be there for a while. Yeah.
Is there, before I got like 15 quick fire questions from fans. I want to get to. But before I get to that, is there anything that was interesting to you besides the Bennett fight you had that they didn't show? Is there anything you wish they would have shown? Not necessarily from your angle. It could have been something you shot or you saw being shot and that was never aired.
Let me think. Yeah, I mean, like it's nothing too juicy, but like I will say there's some guys who like were like the life of the party and the funniest guys out of everybody. Like Ed, he only got like a couple fight scenes, but he had us dying laughing all the time. He was the funniest guy there probably. And then DeMar too, just super funny guy. Like those two guys were probably like the life of everybody, like just the soul of the group. So they didn't get much airtime, but like we all loved both of them, and yeah, they were great guys and nobody really got to see that.
All right, here we go. Let me ask you some of these questions. This is I posted on my Instagram and we got a lot of them in. I'll just fire through them real quick. Have you ever been to the Philippines?
No, I have not.
Do you want to go?
Yes, within the next, actually we're planning a family trip hopefully in like a year and a half, I want to say.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Now hoping COVID's done. So definitely going to go back though for sure. Because my mom's from there and her whole family is from there. So yeah.
Favorite local Dallas restaurant?
Ooh, I frequent this place called Moxie's a lot because it's like around the corner from my house. It's just like a whole array of food, but it's always a good ambiance and scene there with TVs and stuff too.
Okay. What do you love about the Filipino culture?
Ah, man. Probably like like the food and then the family dynamic. Like it's like super close. Everybody's super close and everybody's obsessed with food, which is hilarious to me.
Okay. Okay. Now, what's the youngest you date? Because you're 28 now. What's a girl on IG hit me up and said, what's the youngest girl you would date?
Minimum, I'd say 21. It's got to be at least 21 just because, yeah.
Okay.
Just for purpose.
And would you ever hook up? Would you ever meet or date or hook up with a girl on IG?
Would I?
Yeah.
I mean, going forward, I mean, I've definitely met girls on IG before too, though. So like, it's yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm open.
Do you use dating apps right now? Because if you do, you're probably crushing.
No, I'm not using any dating apps since the shot. There's no need at all. Like, nah, yeah,
I am a dating app.
I mean, it would be reckless if I had it. Yeah, it's funny story real quick. I'll say on dating apps, one of my best friends, he was like, hey, you care if I put a picture of me and you as my profile picture on my dating apps just so I could get some more? He wanted to check with me just so that people didn't think it was like my account or whatever. But I was like, go for it, bro.
Did he get more action?
He just started. I haven't talked to him since then. It was just this past weekend. He actually asked me that, so it's funny. We'll see,
That's great. That's great. Do your friends treat you differently now? Or do people around you in your circle treat you different?
No, not really at all. My close circle, everybody's treating me the same, really.
What's the hardest thing for you to adjust to then?
I wouldn't say anything's too hard. It's just different and kind of like almost uncomfortable sometimes when you know that a lot of people know so much about your life, because I've never like talk about a lot of different things that I've talked about on that show before ever at all. So like just knowing like everybody at work, for example, knows like, I don't know, I'm not religious, I got a felon brother, and you know what, like just know my like family story and stuff like that. It just kind of feels weird, but like it's fine with me because I'm like completely comfortable with like who I am though. But I wouldn't say anything's been too hard. It's honestly all been like a great ride so far.
What's your perfect date? If you could plan out a perfect date, what would it be?
Ooh. Okay, so first I'll say what I used to always do in college. This isn't not a perfect date now, but in college I used to always like I'm obsessed with ice cream and stuff. So there's like this really like kind of nice fancy like ice cream shop over there near my school, Texas Tech, and that's where I took so many girls on first dates. If you ask anybody I dated in college, I guarantee we went there. So like, because I would just satisfy my sweet tooth. I'd be able to have a quick little date that's not too expensive with a girl. I can leave quickly, or we can hang out a little bit longer if it doesn't go well, or if it goes well. So,
what was the name of the place?
This place called Arrogant Texan. It was like really good ice cream and like a little candy shop, and just like it was like a nice scene in there, nice setup, and some yeah, good places to sit at. So,
And when you walked in, they were like, "Oh, here he is again."
yeah.
That's Ivan with a different one. We know him. We
Just give him
already
that
know his
look.
order.
Just give him that look. Yeah.
A lot of people were asking this. Would you ever consider doing a podcast after when you can with some friends from the Bachelorette?
You know, honestly, I love being guests on them. I think that's cool, but it does seem like it takes a lot of effort and energy to put into it. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm really for it. Like, I'm not even the biggest talker in general, honestly. So there's definitely some guys from my show I could imagine doing it, but yeah, for myself, I probably wouldn't host one myself.
Now, for some people, women hit me up and said, "What are the best companies to invest in right now?" They want to know that.
Oh, I gotcha. I always go with just these like index fund ETFs. I don't even invest in like specific companies. So most of my money is in the S&P 500 index ETF. Vanguard VOO is the main one I would say that I have. And then there's like this total stock market fund too. And then a couple ones like across the artificial intelligence industry. I think that's one that I really like. But my main thing is diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket at all. Diversify. When you buy a total stock market fund or S&P 500, you're instantly diversified across 500 to thousands of companies. It's the best way to go. And historically, it's just always going up, 7 to 10% usually over the last 100 years. It's been way better than that the last few years. So that's what I roll with.
Well, you know what? When I'm going to be hitting you up soon to ask you where to put my money. So this is good. This is good.
Yeah, I'm actually developing like a whole investment series thing for my Instagram. So and a blog. So
that'd be great.
Because like there's like so many people my age, man, especially like working as an engineer, people making like six figures don't know what to do with their money at all. So like I started early and just figured it all out, read a lot, and so I'm gonna try to make it simple and fun for people. So it'll be cool.
How many kids do you want?
3. 2 boys and a girl. Yeah,
2 boys and a girl.
I think that's
all right.
That's the move. Yeah.
And do you like being an uncle?
I love it. I love being an uncle. That's my favorite thing. I've thought about it. I was like, I really don't even need kids because I've got my niece and my nephew from my younger brother, but then I also have like older half siblings too, and have nieces and nephews from them. So like, I really don't even need kids. But yeah, it'd be cool to have my own one day. But I love being an uncle.
I know when you're on set a lot, Tayshia kissed a lot of people on that show.
Yeah.
And then she would kiss you. Did you ever was the breath ever stinking because y'all just standing around? Like, did the breath ever get funky from her or you where you were like, I can't kiss you?
Nah, no, to be honest, not really. We always the producers always had like little breath mints for us at all times whenever we needed.
Okay.
So yep. And I'm sure like she always had a producer following her around everywhere. So like if she needed a drink or she needed a quick break or whatever, I'm sure she's getting right. And like the thing with her, she never sweated. I think it's like her makeup was absorbing it, but like all the guys were dying out here and she's like not sweating at all. And I used to always call her. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you a person? Cause she's not sweating at all. It was 115 degrees on average. So it was crazy, but yeah, no, she kept it together. She kept it together for sure.
Now I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But when I'm watching this girl kiss everybody in the back of my head, I'm going, this girl's mouth is dirty. She's about to kiss. Did you, when you watched it back, or did that ever go through your mind? Like, she's been kissing everybody, and I got to kiss him too.
The other thing is like, man, none of the guys are really saying like, hey, I just went and made out with Tayshia too, though. So you don't know what's happening really too. Yeah, like it's out of sight, out of mind a little bit. Like a lot of guys might have felt like they were the only 1 or 2 guys that kissed her that night, but I mean, she has time to, like I said, she has time in between guys. Sometimes she needs to freshen up or whatever. So I'm sure they keep her right. She never had bad breath. I'm telling you, she was always well put together.
Now, if you, and I hope so, if you wanted, if you're ever the Bachelor, could you imagine? Well, I guess as a Bachelor is different because you'd be the one making out with everybody. But let's put you as the Bachelorette again. On the Bachelorette. Let's just say that happened again. Well, it's not, but let's just say it was. Yeah. Could you marry a woman that now, when you watch it back, see her make out with a bunch of different dudes and say all kinds of stuff to them, but she winds up with you? Would that affect? Because you seem like a guy to be like, I don't know if I can accept this. I mean, I don't know, but where's your head on that?
I mean, like if I was Zach if I put myself in Zach's shoes, I could still go with it, honestly. It's
Okay.
as long as my connection looked like the strongest one, and that's what I
Mhm.
think people got. Like it looked like they were saying they were in love with each other first, and were super excited about it the most. As long as it was the strongest one, it's fine. Yeah, like when we were there, like a lot of us just took an approach of like it's like we're just gonna trust her and let her do what she has to do. Like it's just part of the show, and we'll see what happens. But I'm sure it'll be hard to watch it. I can't lie, that'll be hard. But I think I'd be able to accept it for sure.
Okay. And looking back on everything, you happy with the way you came out?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they did a really good job with my edit. I didn't get anything crazy or anything. And, yeah, no, I appreciate those guys. Like, it was definitely scary because I know like some people get made to be the villain or look like a square or whatever else. And I think they, did a good job of like highlighting me a little bit in unique and good ways. So, I'm very happy. I have great relationships with a lot of the producers now. And, yeah, no, I'm very happy with how everything turned out for sure.
So at the end of this interview, I got two predictions.
All
My
right.
first prediction is, and I said it earlier, you're dating someone from Matt's season right now. That's my
Okay.
prediction. And once his season is over, y'all gonna come out as a couple. My second prediction is that will not last.
Wait,
My
why?
second-
Why on the second one though? Just curious.
because it's not gonna. I don't know why.
Because I'm younger. Is that why you
Huh?
said I was? Because I'm
Dude,
28.
I'm like personally wait till you're 35 before you get married. Wait,
I
like you got
you.
7 years, bro. There's no need to rush.
I
There's
got
no
you.
need. No.
There just to play the other side a little bit though. It's almost like all these girls kind of just sometimes might want you for clout or whatever, or won't be genuine. So it's almost like you could protect yourself from everybody if you just let's nail it down with this one. Just to play the other side.
You're so young, Ivan.
I'm just
So
saying.
young. So young. You don't know the game. You need to come to Papa Yo, and I'll explain the game to you,
Hey,
son.
we'll talk about it more. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
playing the other side to see what you thought, but I got you.
Yeah. So here's my second prediction. That ain't gonna last. And then what's gonna happen is not next year. You can't be the Bachelor because they would never put two black bachelors back to back. But the year after that, you're gonna be the Bachelor. And if they did ask you, would you say yes if you were single?
Yeah, most likely. I probably would.
Okay.
I can't think of too many downsides of it. Yeah, if I was single, I would probably do it. I had such a great experience. Like it was like I feel like it was really unique, and like I don't think I had one negative experience. I got like next to no hate from any of the fans at all, which I was surprised by. Like not even like racist DMs or anything. It was crazy, and so yeah, no, it was all around a great experience for me. So I'd definitely be open to it.
All right. Well, it's going to happen in 2 years, not next year, but it will happen in 2 years, sir. So get ready. I appreciate your time, man. You're awesome, and it's happy to see representation on TV because I say it all the time on this podcast. When I was growing up, I never saw it. I never saw mixed people because my parents had me in the 70s, and it was only legalized to be married interracially in 1967 in all 50 states. So in 1967, it was legalized, which is crazy if you think about it. So I never saw representation.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel? And last question on this. Now you turn on TV, you see mixed race couples all the time on commercials and things. Even when you were born and growing up, you didn't see that. Now you're seeing it everywhere. How does that make you feel as a mixed race person?
No, I mean I love it. I 100% love it because I've told this to a couple people, but like I'd love the fact that people got to see my family in particular because it is a biracial couple. My mom and my dad probably would never, if you met them individually, probably would never really think of them being together. Probably the same with your parents. And then even with my brother, just like the actual like prison experience, like, but the fact that we could all still stay like so close as a family. I love that America got to see like what America really is. Honestly, it's like just a melting pot of stuff, and then there's some dark sides of it too. So I love the representation. I'm all for it. I'm going to definitely be an advocate for it going forward in the Bachelor Nation stuff, which has been historically dominated by, white people and whatnot. So definitely plan to support, all the people of color going forward.
So Bachelor in Paradise, they want you. The only way you'll go is if you're single. Correct.
Yes. Well, yeah, if I'm
Okay.
dating somebody, I'm not going, but it's
Well, you can bring them.
yeah, just bring a random to the Hey, I got my plus one with me.
I got my plus one.
Yeah, I need
You
to I
know,
need to actually watch the show though, because I've never really watched Bachelor in Paradise too much, maybe like an episode or two. So yeah, I don't even know how it completely works.
I don't.
Other than
I just watched The Bachelor and Bachelorette because my
yeah,
wife makes me, and we're in this. What is it? Where you pick who's gonna lose and who's gonna win? I don't know. Some kind of,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
losing.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but I will say like everybody I talk to always says Paradise is better apparently. So we'll see what happens.
All
I can
right.
imagine it'd be better. Yeah.
Well, Ivan, I come to Dallas. I perform in Addison
Oh, sweet.
once a year. So once everything closes, gets better, I'm gonna hit you up. You come out. We're gonna have lunch and all that good stuff.
For sure. We'll definitely have to do that. You're in LA, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I go between LA and Las Vegas, but I'm in
Okay,
Houston.
gotcha.
My parents live in Houston. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
born in Houston.
All right,
So
gotcha.
yeah.
Nah, yeah,
So we'll talk soon, man. Be good. All right.
for sure, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right. Have a great one.
All right, peace.
Bye. All right. That was Ivan. Ivan Hall. Such a cool dude. Such a great dude. Great interview, too. All right. Thank you so much for watching the Michael Yo Show. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, we do it every day, 9 a.m., unless we have a special interview like Ivan just did. So it was a blast. Leave your comments, spread the love. The show, the Michael Morning Yo Show page has gone over 160,000 people in less than 2 months. You guys are really stepping up. You guys are really spreading the love, and I appreciate you so much. Make sure you love each other today. Make sure you call somebody, tell them you love them. Be positive, stay uplifted, and I got you. I got your back. I'll talk to you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Later.